I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. Today, we are using all of these products to do a full set of acrylic nails. I actually got these Addict nail polishes sent to me in PR, and I also have a code for you guys to use. It's just Christopher for 55% off. Now, couple of disclaimers real quick. Sorry, I know I have the same image repeating over and over again, but it's kind of cute. Anyway, disclaimer is that I have not done a set of acrylic nails in well over a year. It was pre-COVID the last time I did it, and whenever everything shut down, I went ahead and ordered all of the stuff on Amazon to be able to do my own nails, and that's the last time I did them. So this is going to be the first time in a long time that I've done it. It's not going to be perfect. It's not probably going to be anywhere near perfect. However, it is going to be the right process, and that's what this is about. I just want to show you guys how to do it, what the steps are, what products that you use to achieve the goal that you want. Just know that the end result's probably not going to be the most beautiful, but it's practice makes perfect, you know? So let's go ahead and jump into it if you want to know what my acrylic nails actually look like in the end, and if you want to know how to do a set of acrylic nails, then stay exactly where you are. Keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Okay, first things first, we have cotton squares and polish remover. I use this just to get any excess oils off of my nails because they get dirty sometimes. And since I do hair every day, I always end up getting color under my nails and over my nails, and this does help kind of strip that color off a little bit. Nice and shiny, clean. Then I clip my nails. I usually clip them right up to the shortest point they can be, just so I have plenty of room to work whenever I go in and put the acrylic tips on, as well as building acrylic on top of the nails. I find the shorter the nail, the easier it is to apply a tip, and it usually ends to less breakage as well. Next, using Sally Hansen cuticle remover. It's an instant cuticle remover. It's not actually instant, or it doesn't seem like it, but I just put it on, I let it soak for a few minutes usually, and then I go in and clean up the nail, get rid of the cuticle. I prefer using an orange wood stick for cuticle removing, just because it's a lot safer on the nail. It's much less harsh than an actual metal or glass product, and I personally just prefer it. My nails get damaged very quickly, very easily, so the least I can do for damage, the better. Here I'm just pushing back the cuticle on every nail, making sure there's nothing in the way when I go in with the acrylic. And then again, just taking some polish remover, just going to go over the nail. The alcohol content is so high in these that I just like to use it to clean up because it dries so fast and there's not usually a bunch of excess moisture left behind. Then go in with the file. This is just to shape everything right at the end. I like to have a nice rounded, even tip for the acrylic tips to apply onto. I just like cleaning up in between each step so I can really see what's left behind. So I can see just what I need to shape, what I need to clean up, so on and so forth. Next, I'm going to use the BU Instant Perfection Stiletto nails. I actually don't really like stiletto nails personally. Oh, and the KDS glue. That glue is amazing. If you ever have been looking for a nail glue, KDS on Amazon, it's perfect. But the stiletto tips I'm not really the biggest fan of. Usually I try to shape them into more of an oval shape, but with the stiletto, and that being all I have right now, it works. It gets the job done. You can always clip it and shape it, as I will do later. So you just line up the acrylic tip to how you want it to fit on the nail, and it's very important to make sure that you go from nail wall to nail wall and cover the nail bed completely. If you leave anything opened, it just leaves a chance of lifting or catching on clothing, hair, etc., etc. So try to make it as flush as possible. Pick a size that's going to go from nail bed to nail edge to nail edge. As you can see here, it took me like 3 or 4 tries to finally get the right one, just for it to be the perfect fit. And this last one, I believe, is where I finally nailed it. Yes, perfect. Wall to wall. And most people don't have nearly as much trouble as I do typically finding the right size to go on their thumbnail. I'm usually a 00 size on my thumbnail, and it's really big. And now I'm just going to put the KDS glue on just a little strip of the edge, pretty much just where it's going to touch the nail. I don't like to use excessive glue. And there was actually one step that I should have done before this that I didn't. I forgot about it. Technically 2 steps actually. There is a Mia Secret dehydrator and adhesive bonder. The dehydrator should have been used first so that I could get any excess oil or moisture off of the nail, but I forgot to use it. And then the bonder also you should use before this part, but I end up using it afterward. The main purpose of the bonder is to make sure that the acrylic adheres to the nail the best as you can possibly get it to adhere, and I should have done it before the tips just so the tips could stick longer as well, but as long as you do it before the acrylic powder and monomer, that's the biggest reason for the bonder, is to get the acrylic to stick to the nail. So it's not too bad if you forget. Just try to remember it before you put the acrylic on at least. Now this is where the stiletto shape comes into play. I like to clip the pointed end off of every nail just so I can go ahead and go in and start shaping it. Typically I use my drill bit when I'm doing this, but for some reason I sat it to the side and completely forgot about it during this entire video, and I just ended up using the file instead. So as you can see, I'm just starting to file down the edge, and it's still too pointed for me, and I'm about to discover that. So I start to file, try to get that rounded edge first, and that's when I realized that was going to be a lot of work. So I went ahead and went in with the clippers again, just to go ahead and get rid of the 2 corner edges. That way I could get it a little bit more rounded just in the clipping and save myself a lot of filing work. Then I'll go in with the file afterwards and clean everything up, which I just did and didn't show. So this is where I'm going in with the extra bond that I should have used before I put the tips on. But as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and put it all over the nail bed. And I also pull it up onto the acrylic tips as well, just to make sure that they're nice and ready for acrylic and they're ready to get something stuck to them. If you do have trouble with peeling and lifting, you can also go in with a file or a buffer or a drill and just barely go over the surface of your nail with a bunch of little bitty scratches, because the more texture you have on the nail, the better a glue is going to stick, or the better anything is going to stick. All done. Perfect. Ready for acrylic. Okay, so now we're going to use Mia Secret clear acrylic powder, and then the Mia Secret liquid monomer. And a little glass dish. I will have everything listed below that I found on Amazon. Most of the products actually I did get from Amazon, except for the Nail Addict polishes, obviously. I like to go ahead and fill up the cup, and when it comes to using monomer and acrylic, it is such a temperamental and monotonous type of process, but it's really just one of those things. Like I said earlier, practice makes perfect. You know, the brush specifically holds monomer in a way that you can use the brush as your tool. When you tilt the brush up higher at more of a 45-degree angle, you end up getting a lot more monomer out and pushed onto the powder, so it melts it down a lot faster, versus if you hold it sideways on a horizontal plane, then you get less liquid monomer out, so you can spread the actual acrylic powder a little bit easier. And just figuring out the differences in that and the angles to hold the brush to get that exactly perfect, that part's really difficult, and it just takes time and practice. And here, I made a boo-boo, as you can just see. Too much monomer came out of the brush, and it just gummed up on the side. But I'm about to show you the most amazing brush ever to fix problems like this, if you have this problem. Okay, here we go. So this brush came in a red carpet brush set. It's like for accent painting and design painting. It's the perfect brush for cleanup. It's got the cleanest, sharpest edge I've ever used on a brush. So if you make a mess, you can easily fix it. You can also do it with polish with this brush as well. So it's kind of an all-in-one, just as long as you keep it clean. I'm just kind of cleaning up my excess spillage there. And then just going back on the thumb, adding in any segments that I might have missed or parts that aren't as thick. You can see where my nail bed by my cuticle is still visible, and obviously you want the acrylic to cover everywhere on the nail, hence why I'm going back in and adding some right at the edge. Okay, thumb is done. Now I'm just going to quickly go through the other 4 fingers. I don't see a whole lot of a point in going slow-mo average time on all of the nails, as long as you can see what's going on. And you'll be able to kind of pick out probably how I'm incorrectly doing things if you've been doing this a while. I mean, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and we learned how to give manicures in cosmetology school, but you don't do acrylics if you're just learning the basics of manicures and nail hand beauty. You just don't do acrylics normally unless you take an extended course for it. So this is something that I just really wanted to be able to do myself, especially with COVID and all the salons shutting down. I was at a point in life when I had acrylics all the time, and I loved my acrylics. It's so easy to part hair when you have acrylics, and I just needed my own stuff to do it. And I've saved so much money, even with just what I got now and the time that I've been using it since I got it. And you think $70, $80 every time you go into the salon to get a set of acrylics done. Albeit you have to spend $200 all at once to get all of the stuff, but I'll be able to do my own nails for the next few years at this rate. So definitely a money saver. Time saver, not so much. Money saver, yes. Then I take this alcohol spray that I got from Walgreens, and this is really just kind of my finishing touch before I go in with polish. I like to clean it off. It makes it where it goes clear again, so I can really see everything. I can see if I have weird edges. I can see if anything's trying to lift, or if I need to add any more acrylic anywhere. It lets me see the difference between my nail bed and the acrylic powder that I've blended out, so I can really tell. So it all is good. Now I'm going in with a base coat from Nail Addict. Guys, the first time trying these Nail Addict polishes, I'm kind of obsessed. You'll see once I go in with the black why I'm so obsessed. But the base coat seemed like it worked really well. It's kind of hard to tell with a base coat until you give longevity a try. But so far so good with the base coat. Now, I like to cure for 60 seconds every time, no matter what the directions say. I just feel like it gives me reassurance that I'm not going to have any kind of bleeding or anything. Now we're going in with the black. Watch this. Watch this. Oh my gosh. Boom. That is so black. You don't even have to build it up. It just goes on solid. Wow. It's a beautiful black. It would look amazing on a perfect set of acrylics too. And they have so many different polishes on their website. They've got nudes, they've got neons, they've got your standard like black, white, base coat, top coat. I think they even have the mattifying top coats as well. A little bit of everything. And of course, I personally had to order an accent nail color. I always do my accent nail a different color, or at least something different on it. So for this time, I chose a silver. So I wanted to do, it's more like a holographic silver. So I wanted to choose the black first and give it a black base before I went in with it. And watch this magic. Literal magic. Unicorn magic. Oh, it's so pretty. And if you shine a flashlight over it, it's rainbow and it reflects the rainbow. It's just gorgeous. And then we're gonna cure for another 60 seconds. And last, the top coat. And this is a thick top coat. It's like I've got one from Orly. It's like a bubbly kind of top coat. It gives a lot of volume to the nail. Makes it look really bulbous, if you will. And I forgot to take a video of the very last part of the look. Or my camera didn't capture either one. So while I was editing this video, I did take a little video for you guys. So in just a second, you'll see that. And that will be the end of the video and the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I hope it was a little bit educational. There it is. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.